Hello, this is Insane Monster, and we are here for a What If that has been picked via the What If Lotto. And as you can see, it's what if Naruto had Undernight Sans' powers. Now, for those who don't know who Undernight Sans is, basically it's an AU of the Underverse, where Sans' powers has a particular difference in them that you can kind of see in the background. I'll make sure to put a link in the description below to Naruto's version of it. So yeah. Also, down below in the description will be links for merch. So do check that out if you want. And before we start, like usual, hit it. Okay then, now, well, we'll start off similar to how normal Sanses end up traveling from universe to universe. Pretty typical, actually. A destroyer of an AU emerges in his universe, and it begins to die, turning into a void, as Sans is one of the only one able to escape. As he enters the world of Naruto, trying to figure out where he is, getting his bearings, he finds that he's in a village of some kind, though it seems to have a giant nine-tailed fox going on a rampage. As he tries to avoid the humans running by, with all the clashing of just people's attacks, and with the giant fox going crazy, he takes a look to see what's going on and sees a red-haired woman have chains shooting out of her body, restraining the fox. As a man shows up with a child and places the child on an altar, not able to take his eyes away from what he's seeing, an odd reaper creature shows up behind the man. As the man remarks, "It's okay, Naruto. You'll be okay. I'm sure you'll do great things. Our hope is that the village will see you as a hero. It may be tough, but I know you could do it." As they say goodbye to their son, with the nine-tailed fox piercing through them after the man seemed to have done something that caused the beast to shrink down quite significantly. As it happened again, with the entire creature going into the child. As they pass, Undernight Sans teleported, grabbed the boy, and teleported out. Thinking about why he just did that. What should he do now? When he calmed down, he figured that he couldn't just leave the kid there all alone next to his own parents' dead bodies. Sighing, remarking, "I'm guessing they put that weird fox thing inside of you. And that might cause some problems, huh?" As he figures he has no home to go to, if that tail beast went into him, perhaps, as he shows off his soul and tries to see Naruto's, but it's a right side up white soul. Currently anyways. Due to the fact that Naruto was just born, his soul hasn't, grown to gain its characteristic to given a color. So, yeah. As he states, well, I guess I'll see what color soul you'll get as you grow up. As he puts his soul on Naruto's and he disappears. But as he's starting to disappear, he wraps Naruto in his jacket. As this jacket, which is monster clothing, so it can't, I would imagine that it may be magical and adjust, since we've seen some monsters in Undertale just go off and disintegrate along with their clothes. So as the story jacket turns from purple to orange, being Naruto's signature color. As he disappears, a little bit later, some ninjas find Naruto and take him in, wondering where this jacket came from, though deciding to keep it with Naruto as a kind of cover, since he's a newborn and he's literally just in his birthday suit. So yeah. As he got older, he found himself always staring at the stars every night, becoming somewhat of a night owl. He always found that he knew things as well. Not like just stuff that common people would know, but he just knew stuff because he knew it. This being some remnants of sands inside of him influencing him. Though, on the inside, the nine-tailed fox is getting annoyed, watching this kid just grow up as he's feeding him his chakra, hoping to get out, until he hears a laugh. The nine-tails, whose name is Kurama, goes off saying, "Who's there?" As he just hears a chuckle stating, "Oh, why so furious?" With Kurama cringing, stating, "The hell are you? And was that serious? Are you serious with that fur pun?" With Sans laughing, stating, "Yep. Never thought it'd be like this. Never thought what even are you? Were you in this kid before me, or?" As Sans said, No. No, you were in here first. It's just that, it took me a little bit longer to get conscious, is all." As he took a look around, looking upwards as he extends his hands, trying to figure some stuff out. If you're trying to see the kid, his life isn't really that interesting. All the people in his village seem to hate him pretty much just because I'm in here. As Sans states, that ain't right. He's not the one who chose this. With Kurama stating, well, tough luck for him, huh? As he's able to reveal Naruto's soul. It's purple. Perseverance. That's a good one. Kurama asked, "What is that?" Sans states, "Well, I suppose since you're gonna be roommates together, I should let you in on a couple of things. For one, that upside down white heart is actually my soul linked with Naruto's." That's what you said his name was, right? He said, "Yes." Wait, I didn't tell you. Sandra, "Oh yeah, I overheard it from that blonde-haired guy and the red-haired woman. Sorry, memories are a bit scrambled." As Kurama scoffs, asking, "Okay, and what about the purple one?" As Sans states, "That's actually Naruto's. It's a purple soul, which means perseverance." I suppose it makes sense with how the entirety of the village treats him. As Kurama states, But that doesn't matter now. I just want out. But he doesn't know about me. Those damn humans are keeping it a secret. It's so much easier. As Sans thinks about something. What happens if he does know and you are able to get out? What happens to the kid? Like, I care. He'd just die once I'm able to free myself. As Sans just has a serious look, stating, yeah, that doesn't work with me, guy. But, how about this? This kid didn't actually do anything to you, right? He was, from what I can tell, he was literally just born, right? As Karma stated, that's actually completely true. Part of the reason I was set free is because his mother, who I was sealed in, gave birth to him, weakening the seal considerably. As Stan states, oh, so you came out of the same mother, huh? Doesn't that make him your brother? With Karama getting angry, stating, how dare you, a filthy human! With Sans laughing, stating, oh come on, it's just a joke. Besides, kid didn't actually do anything to you, did he? I mean, you hate him, but he doesn't even know why his own village hates him. And now he has something that's sealed inside of him that he has no idea about, hating him too. That just sounds like too much hate. It sounds unbearable. With Karama stating, once I get out of here, I am going to kill you. Too late for that, bud. At least in a way. With Karama just saying, okay, so what do you think? With Sans stating, due to this unique, let's call it a unique layout of how we got things set up here, how about this? We bring him here and we talk. We have a deal? And then we can decide what to do from there. All three of us are stuck in this body together, so might as well get along, right? With Karama stating, if you can bring him here, then do so. I'd actually be interested in seeing if you can. As they wait for Naruto to go to sleep, Sans gets to work, using the connection his soul has with Naruto's to bring him into the, well, best way I can describe where Kurama's cage is the mental landscape of Naruto. As he wakes up little kid Naruto just in like a shallow water, and in front of him is a cage that has a skeleton dude just standing in front of it, oddly smiling, which he doesn't understand how a skeleton skull is like that. He freaks out, wondering, what are they? As he yells out, who are you? Sans laughs, stating, the name's Sans. Sans the skeleton. And I'm connected to you. Like how, but it's different from how this big guy is sealed inside you. As Naruto just sees glowing red eyes, as well as swirling tails behind him. Seeing 9 in all. The 9 tails? As Kurama masses against the cage, stating, yes, let me out. As Sensei, come on, we should at least talk to the kid. As Sans extends a hand, with Naruto grabbing it, making a fart sound. As Sans laughs, remarking, I didn't even know I could imagine stuff in here. I just had to try. As Naruto recognizes that jacket. It's been hanging up in his closet for a while. All he knows is that he was found with it after the Ninetales attack. As Sans remarks, oh yeah, I gave you my jacket, didn't I? Well, long story short, that was my jacket. It's yours now. And we got some explaining to do, as they explain who Sans is, as well as who Kurama is, with Naruto not knowing how to deal with this. But he looks at Kurama asking, "Are you why the village hates me? Why? Why me?" As Kurama sighs, remarking, "You were just the only candidate that was viable for it. You probably wouldn't know this, since that idiotic old man never told you anything about your heritage, but you are a part of the bloodline of the Uzumaki clan, one that has gifted with great chakra in different scenarios, depending on the individual in question, I suppose. But it means that you are a strong candidate for housing a tailed beast inside of you. But I want out," as he punches the cage. "I never wanted this!" As Naruto yelled, "Then why did you attack the village? You did it twice already, didn't you?" As he slams against the cage, Kurama yells, "I wasn't even in control of my own body!" As Naruto is shocked. Sans too. He wasn't sure what he meant by that. With Sans stating, wait. What do you mean you weren't in control of your own body?" Annoyed by this, and thinking that he'd be further annoyed if they just remain confused and ignorant about it, he explains that the first attack on the Hidden Leaf village by him was done when an Uchiha clan member named Madara used his ability of powerful genjutsu to take over his mind and use him as a puppet in his fight against the first Hokage. After that, the first believed that I was too dangerous to be kept out in the open where others may try to control me. The second time is when my last, the last Jinchuriki I was sealed in was attacked and taken away in order for the seal to be undone. I was released, and the individual who took over me was a maxed man who seemed to have also been from the Uchiha clan. If you live long, kid, remember this. When you're facing a member of the Uchiha, be careful of their eyes. They're tricky things, to be sure." Naruto gulped and remarked, "So, you never even wanted to attack the village, did you?" He just scoffs and then goes lie down, stating, "It doesn't matter. I'm stuck in here until I'm let out. Fat chance of that, unless I get lucky." With Sans remarking, "Dude, that bites." As he looks over at Naruto and states, "Okay, now I think I should explain some things to you. I lost my home, everybody I ever cared about. And when I saw you lost your family, I figured having some strength might help out with that. So I took my soul and gave it to you. You essentially are a being with two souls put in one," as he reveals the soul within Naruto, stating that the upside down heart is his soul, as Sans points to him, and then states that the purple soul is yours, Naruto. It's one of perseverance. It's a good soul to have, and one that belongs to people that will grow with great character. So, I got some high hopes for you once you get older. But for now, perhaps I should help instruct you on how to use my powers. Since you have my soul, you have my powers. As Naruto looked excited to learn, Sans explained everything that he could do. The Gaster Blasters, the Bone Dragon Blaster full body version, the teleporting, the bones he can shoot out, and all that. As Naruto was just excited, stating, how do I use it? And he runs down some things with him. For one, collecting his magic would take practice, as well as giving it form. But since he has since he has a purple soul, it will require him to train with the power of that as well, and see what kind of form it takes. The form will depend on him, as well as any other factors, since Sans isn't sure what will happen considering their housing arrangement inside Naruto's body. With that, Naruto went train. He was still pretty young. I'd say about 4 maybe? Maybe about 4.5. As he goes train, the Anbu are tasked with, at least one Anbu is tasked with keeping an eye on Naruto in secret whenever he goes train, to make sure he doesn't get himself into too much trouble after he done disappeared out of nowhere after the Nine Tails was sealed away in him. That always did bug the Lord Third, wondering what happened to him, as Naruto was now wearing the jacket Sans gave to him, blaring orange like a starry orange galaxy. As he practiced, he figured out how to create the bones and such, but before any of that, he learned how to sense other people's souls, sensing the Anbu, and practicing his teleporting. Due to Sans merging his soul into his, it had the result of increasing Naruto's intelligence, making it a lot easier to use the teleport ability that Sans had. This surprising the Anbu, as he just disappeared, had to report back to Lord Third after he found him back at home. Though he finally conceded after this happened for an entire week. 7 days straight, he kept losing track of Naruto because he just disappeared. After that, Lord Third sent a message to Jiraiya. Since Jiraiya was his godfather, and this odd ability that he is showing off, or at least that the Anbu are seeing him just disappear and can't find him, might be some form of odd Kekkei Genkai. Since we somewhat believe or see that some people who have Kekkei Genkais don't automatically come from a whole line of them, like clan lines and such. So Lord Third believes that this might be some form of Kekkei Genkai from a past ancestor of Naruto's or such. Not really sure what to make of it. As Jiraiya comes and is given details, Jiraiya states, if it's like that, then maybe I should just bring him with me. Lord Third states, you are his godfather, and I know you have your missions to do, but I also know you know individuals that could watch over him. With Jiraiya flinching, stating, oh, you mean Mount Myoboku, don't you? With Lord Third shaking his head, yes. I believe they may be able to help as well. Though, this is ultimately your decision. As his godfather, from what we got from his notes, or from what you've told us and such, you were picked as Naruto's godfather, so it's up to you. As he thinks it over and states, alright, fine. If Danzo gets wind of this, there might be trouble. Who knows what he might try to do. With Lord Third stating, yes, I already know what he has done. And it's just as he clenches his fist thinking about the Uchiha slaughter. Jiraiya states it's fine, but I want to get a sense of what he can do first, okay? With Lord Third agreeing to that. As Naruto was training, Jiraiya drops in. Naruto getting ready in a stance, wondering who this weird white-haired guy is. Jiraiya makes a pose that makes him look like a crazy person, saying, I am the Toad Sage! But Naruto thinking, Toad? What? As Jiraiya states that, I have some business with you, but before we get to that, I'm told that you have some interesting skills, yes? Show them to me. And make sure you don't hold back. With Naruto just looking at him stating, are you sure you might throw your back? With Jiraiya saying, I've had this white hair ever since I was a kid. It's natural. I am not old. As Naruto just disappears, going up behind Jiraiya, kicking him in the back of the head, stating, ah! Cheap shot! As Naruto makes a bone swinging at him, with him just catching it. Interesting. A bone? He's heard of a Genkai related to bones, but then it just disappeared from his hand as Naruto leapt back, thinking, no, not the same. Doesn't look like real bone. As he walks towards him, Sans remarks, well, you might actually have to work for this one, kid. As Kurama is just looking at this, Naruto goes in for another attack, shooting up more bones, not completely able to use the blaster yet. As Jiraiya is impressed by this, as well as this odd ability that seems a lot like his father's. It isn't the flying Raijin, but it's something that acts somewhat similar. Wondering where could he have learned it, or is he doing it naturally? As Jiraiya thinks he has seen enough, he goes to chop Naruto to knock him out, only for Naruto to flinch, thinking, no, 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 as a purple light emerges, pushing Jiraiya back as he flips, barely landing on his feet from the force. As he looked at Naruto, 9 purple tails are coming from Naruto. These obviously being foxtails, with Kurama going wide-eyed, thinking, what the hell? Must be what Sans meant by interference. Oh. Remarking about how Sans wasn't sure what was going to happen with his purple magic in regards to their arrangement. With Naruto not even thinking twice, he goes over to Jiraiya to attack, launching 2 of the tails at him as he jumps up. With the tails that he shot out, the ends of them remolding into sickle blades that are then going straight up towards Jiraiya. He used substitution to trade his place with a log, thinking, okay, that, never seen that. As Naruto is breathing heavily, asking what's going on. Sans states, you're body's not used to magic quite yet. Especially something like this. You're still a pretty young, kid. You're only like a little past 5, so. But Naruto gritting his teeth stating, let's just keep going. As Jiraiya finally gets serious. Going straight for Naruto, faster than he could see, to sweep his legs, then quickly knock him out. As Naruto's fading away, Jiraiya states, "You're interesting, kid. Don't worry. I'll keep you safe." As the next time Naruto wakes up, he finds himself in an odd little hut thing, in a bed that seems to be partially made out of leaves, and very big ones. As he just sees a talking frog lady walk in, stating, "Oh, you're awake. Good." With Naruto, talking frog! With Dan stating, never thought I'd see one of them in this world. Nice. I don't think you're thinking of the same thing. That's one of the toads of Mount Myoboku, Kurama says, stating that they're probably on Mount Myoboku, the home of the toads that can be summoned through summoning contracts with them. Dan's finding that interesting, and filling in Naruto, with him just breathing heavily, freaked out. Jiraiya walks in stating, "Oh hey kid, finally awake?" Naruto points at him saying, "You're the old geezer that knocked me out. Who you calling an old geezer?" Jiraiya just yells at him. After calming down, Jiraiya introduced himself, stating that Lord Third actually asked him to watch over Naruto. Not only that, but he does have some relation to his family. So he's going to be raising him from here on. Naruto asks, "Where are we?" As Jiraiya states, Mount Myoboku. It's a pretty secure place. Not just anyone can make it here, especially on foot. We only made it here so fast because of the reverse summoning technique. As the old man frog hops in, stating, "Yep. It's just that simple." As Naruto says, "And there's an old man toad too. Just great." With him hopping down, stating, "You can call me Pa, and this is Ma." As he just looks at him, stating, "Okay. So what now? Jiraiya boy has told me about you and your interesting abilities. You'll be here training. The reason why you had to leave the leaf is because certain individuals might do something drastic if they find out what you could do. You're already caught disappearing. Not sure how you did that, but from what Jiraiya boy said, it's somewhat different from something similar he knows about. So I can't really say." As Naruto thinks, "Okay, so what, we live here?" Jiraiya states, "More or less. Well, sometimes I'll have to leave to go on missions for the old man, but that's about it. Other than that, we'll be training." As Naruto has a bad feeling about this, as Ma just brings in the food, and it's a bunch of weird bugs, with Naruto thinking, I knew this wasn't good. They're going to kill me. They're going to poison me, and then they're going to beat me senseless in training. With Sans thinking, it's probably fine, I think, right? Kurama states, "The toads of Mount Myoboku should be okay. Calm down, brat." Naruto getting a little annoyed at this, but not saying anything due to the fact that everyone would hear him, as he tries to choke down the bugs, finding that they aren't exactly that bad, but still, they're bugs. So there is an initial gag reflex from that fact. As they train, Jiraiya sees that Naruto can use that bone thing he summons, kind of like a bow staff. So he gets one for him and teaches him how to use something called a sealing scroll method. Naruto just normally keeps the bow staff he has now sealed up in a sealing thing that's on his forearm. As training with the tails and the different forms it can make, he tried something while sparring. While Jiraiya tried to sweep his leg and Naruto jumped up, Naruto created a hammer at one of the ends of the foxtails, stabbed his bow staff into it, and then took the hammer off of the purple foxtail to slam it down, though it quickly dissipated, as he found out that he can take the molded ends of the foxtails he's made and put them on the end of the bow staff, ultimately coming up with a spear, scythe, hammer, halberd, some basic stuff. Jiraiya taught him the best that he could, in regards to basic chakra control like walking on water, as well as chakra natures and the flow of chakra, either it being clockwise or counterclockwise. But whenever he ended up going on a mission, he ended up leaving Naruto at Mount Myoboku, giving him a lot of boredom, as he ended up hanging around the Chief Toad and his two little kids, who were still pretty young. As Naruto asked the Chief Toad about the statues of the frogs all around that weird oil pool, the Chief Toad states, "Don't go near that pool, or you'll end up like those statues." Confusing Naruto, Naruto asks, "What do you mean?" After puffing some smoke, the Chief Toad states, pretty simple really. There's something called nature energy. In regards to your chakra, let's see. Your chakra is one part mind, one part body for you to use it. However, nature energy thrown into the mix would make a third part, and would amplify the other two as well. This resulting in something called stage mode. Jiraiya actually knows how to do this, and it can make him quite formidable. That being said, not everyone is capable. If they absorb too much, they turn into frogs, and then they turn into those statues. Naruto being creeped out, considering he remembered playing on those statues a couple of times while nobody was looking, and asked, "Wait, seriously? How does that work?" The Chief Toad just states, pretty simple. Once they absorb too much nature, they just turn into that. So Naruto thinking, okay, so if you absorb too much nature energy, you become part of nature? With the Chief Toad stating, more or less, I suppose. Probably be one of the more accurate ways to put it. As Naruto then asks, so when's Uncle getting back? As Naruto knows that Jiraiya isn't his dad, but sees him as a type of father figure, so he's just deciding to call him Uncle. As Chief Toad states, he's out on a mission. It's involving an old colleague of his that he's gonna ask something. An old woman about the same age as him called Shinade, another one of the Sani. He remembered that Ma and Pa, the two elder toads, were talking about Jiraiya and the other Sonic, as Naruto overheard, asking what exactly are the Sonic, and gave Naruto a bit of a rundown that the Sonic were three ninjas from the Hidden Leaf that fought in the last Great Ninja War, Jiraiya being one of them, and Tsunade being another. As for the last one, well, the Chief Toad states, look, Jiraiya might not like if, that I'm telling you this, but might be better to know now than later, just in case you end up meeting that creep. The last Sonic is called Orochimaru. While Jiraiya can summon us toads, Tsunade can summon slugs. That works very well with her specialty in medical ninjutsu. As for Orochimaru, he summons snakes. And the reason why you probably haven't heard of him before is because not many people like talking about him. He did some pretty awful things and was banished. Well, to be more accurate, it was less of a banishment and more that he ran from the Hidden Leaf after doing some, well, let's say, more than questionable things. The kind of things that would get you executed for being caught even researching it before Gawabuta calms down after getting angry because he's heard about what Orochimaru did to people during those experiments. As he continues to state, if you ever run into him, run. Trust me, he's not someone you want to mess with, kid. Understand? Naruto understanding, stating, alright, Chief. With Ma yelling out lunchtime, with Naruto thinking, oh god, no, not the bugs. Not the bugs again. As he's regrettably getting used to eating these things. But thankfully, every time Jiraiya comes home, he brings some actual human food, which he thanks his uncle profusely for. Jiraiya just laughs at him every time stating, he just laughs at him every time. And when Jiraiya comes home, giving him some rice balls and some sweet and sour pork, just laughing at Naruto stating, yeah, the diet here is kinda hard for us to get used to, huh? With Ma saying, hey, my food is good, take that back. With Jiraiya apologizing, stating he didn't mean anything by it. As the years went by, Naruto learned more and more and grew, though there was something that he wanted to try. So he decided to do it in secret, as he was able to manage it. A full-body gaster blaster, though it was different than what Sans described. It had draconic features, sure. It had horns, sharp fangs, but the skull looked more like the Nine Tails. And even the body looked somewhat similar, as its skeletal frame was still constructing. Once it got to the tail portion, it split into 9 tails with blades on each end, as instead of what should have been blue or purple eyes, red popped out, as a voice came from it stating, what is this? A skeletal body? Not what I'd prefer, but still. Looking at Naruto, he asks, what is this? Naruto states, it's what Sans said, remember? A full body blaster thing? I'm thinking this is what happens because you're in me. Or, if I'm guessing, you're probably asleep in here while your mind's in there. I'm free. As he looked at Naruto stating, not entirely, but curious about what to do with Naruto now, as Naruto has been thinking for a while, and gets on his knees and bows stating, I'm sorry the Leaf Village did what they did. They did what they did because they were afraid of it happening again. They didn't want to be attacked. And it would also prevent you from being mind controlled, even if you didn't like it. They did it because it was either that or the entire village would have been destroyed. I know this isn't an apology by what you are thinking of, but I'm sorry. From what I know, if you leave, I die. I don't want to die. But at least this way you can go into the outside world a little bit, right? As Naruto looks sincere, throwing Kurama off, as although he did this by accident, Kurama does have some level of freedom. Not in his own body, mind you, but at least his consciousness can inhabit this thing for a little bit. As Kurama looked at him, stating, "Fine. For the time being, I suppose I can agree to this arrangement. However, try anything funny, or anything that pushes your luck to the point to where I will kill you. Then we're done. Understand?" As Kurama's bone body just disappears. Back in the mindscape, Kurama wakes up with his real body, but Stan stating, "Looks like the kid can't hold it for that long." But that was quite interesting, now don't you think? With Kurama scoffing, stating, "Perhaps." Stan's thinking, "Oh, you big softy." And knowing Kurama saying, "I will eat you." Come get me then. Causing Kurama to get more mad since he can't get past the frickin' gates. As time continues and we get to the beginning of the anime of Naruto. Now, with all that said, we'll stop this as part 0 of what if Naruto had under Sans' powers. Well, undernight Sans' powers. So, I do hope you liked. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys later.